There's a whole load of Bitcoiners that are about to get really uncomfortable here, but I think I'm making quite a compelling argument. This Bitcoin situation is kind of crazy. So let me start somewhere. Let me start with the green agenda. Let's just start there. Let's start with the big one. You can't go 10 minutes in the world today without seeing some level of green agenda being put forward. Like just a few seconds, I can look at this can of this bag of like Evian water bottles, and I can see that they're doing some sort of green thing, or the bottles are made of waste. Or I just look over here, and all the packets that I buy my lunch in just down the road here, it's all paper, the straws, the everything is green agenda. And so the green agenda is being pushed by governments. And you can sit there and say, okay, the governments are, global warming and the environment needs to be protected and fossil fuels are bad and all of this stuff. Remove all of that from your brain. Like, that's not useful. It's something that I don't necessarily even believe in, but that's beside the point. Think about what it means when we join this green agenda. When we join the green agenda, we accept certain new rules or new systems that get put in place. You kind of accept who runs those things. Who is behind the setting of those rules? Is it us? No, it's not us. We don't decide what we do about it. The governments decide. These massive companies with their funding for government officials and stuff, they fund this whole idea of the green agenda. And with the green agenda comes a whole load of other things, like control of a populace. It might come under the green agenda that you can't travel 15 minutes outside of your city. We be able to shut cities down or remove cars, and it's only electric cars. These are decisions being made for us. So if you acknowledge this, and that it's actually not the pursuit of saving the environment, it's actually the pursuit of control. They will do everything in their power to get that control. And so acknowledging that this control is already seeping into our world right now with plastic straws, which are the worst. They're doing it already. They're right there in our face, in our lives, actually changing and controlling our lives. Anything that consumes a massive amount of energy is not allowed in the future. When this green agenda is all put out, you cannot have things that consume massive amounts of energy. Name one thing that consumes a massive amount of energy. Bitcoin mining. Literally, these massive power plants. Bitcoin requires more power than some countries. How is that being allowed? When we look towards the future of this green future, how on earth is Bitcoin part of that future? I don't get it. So for that one reason, there's two other reasons why I think Bitcoin's just going to absolutely crumble and die and it's done for. The energy crisis is one thing. Like, it just costs too much in terms of energy and money to keep alive. At some point, the mining operations are going to be shut down, which means the rewards for miners is going to be drastically reduced. The price is going to plummet, which means miners who are mining still at that point make less in their rewards. And so Bitcoin becomes less and less worth something. And the other two are really just the nail in the coffin here. So let's get into the second part of this. And it has to do with quantum computing. So we've seen the development of technology recently. It's been absolutely insane. AI can do basically everything. It could be my mum if it wanted to. It can be everything in between as well, it seems like. But the point is, it's developing very quickly. And there is a new era of computing that we don't have yet, which is called quantum computing. Right now, we're on a normal computing system. I don't even know what you call this one. But quantum computing would be able to do massive amounts of mathematical calculations and processes and take huge amounts of information incredibly quickly. They're developing this already. It's not like something that's like out there and sci-fi. This is coming. And when you look at Bitcoin and the mathematical equations and number crunching that you have to do just to kind of break the code and get out the coins, or however that works, the mining process, quantum computers are going to be able to do that very quickly. Like, it's going to remove that whole concept of here's how long it's going to take for the final Bitcoin to be mined. No, it's completely determined by quantum computing. As soon as quantum computing comes, the whole supply is just out there. And so that's one part of this. So quantum computing is the fundamental element of the new quantum financial system. This is where the whole financial system operates. on these new quantum computing mechanics and computers and servers and all that kind of stuff. And once Bitcoin has been kind of exposed in that way and it's kind of exhausted, the quantum financial system wouldn't allow for slow transactions or Bitcoin's transaction speed is just too slow. But people have already said it, like institutions have already said it. It's just not fast enough to handle payments around the world. Why am I focusing on payments? Well, money makes the world go round, literally. You need a blockchain or a cryptocurrency. If there's going to be a cryptocurrency in this new financial system, the new quantum financial system, the cryptocurrency has to match the system that's in it. Currently, Bitcoin matches the system we're in right now. Slow, boring, inefficient, all of those things. But as we move to that new system, you need fast, efficient, and on all of these things. So you need different cryptocurrencies. This is one of the nails in the coffin, by the way. Bitcoin will be nullified. It'll be pointless. It won't be useful in that new system. Assets like XRP or XLM or XDC, Algorand, these fit into the new system. These are assets that fit into this new system that allow for quantum computing and aren't really affected by that, but match the environment that new system is in. I want to repeat that. Bitcoin matches the system we're in right now. Slow, boring, inefficient, costly, energy consumptive. But in this new future with the green agenda and the quantum financial system, you have to have fast, green, all of these things that we've just talked about being represented by the cryptocurrencies that make the quantum financial system go round. Do you see what I mean? This is just another reason why Bitcoin is absolutely done for. Now, the final reason is also an interesting one. It goes with the quantum financial system. As you move into the quantum financial system, you're also, or quantum computing more appropriately, you get into an area where hacks are going to happen all the time. You're going to have this new influx of hackers that can use quantum computing to get into these blockchains so easily. And while Bitcoin's security right now is its big thing, it's really secure, and this is why this is why it's gold, like digital gold. The security is unparalleled. When quantum computing comes in, Bitcoin's going to be the first target. And when Bitcoin's the first target, it's going to strike fear into the rest of the world about how vulnerable Bitcoin is and how the prices are all coming down and miners are out of jobs now, and Bitcoin isn't what it was before because we've now changed this new system. And it's the final nail in the coffin. When the security is breached for Bitcoin, I would say something like this could happen. If quantum computing begins in 2027, I think this security breach would happen within the next the 2 years after that happening. I don't think it'll take very long. And with that lack of confidence in Bitcoin, everyone panics, everyone sells off, institutions start to remove their support for Bitcoin and start moving into the new systems that are going to run the world. And when I say move into the new systems, I already think they're anticipating this, by the way. I think they're already starting to look into the payment space, XRP, XLM, XDC, these assets that are ISO 20022 compliant kind of assets. If you don't know what that means, that is a whole other video. It's basically a language, a format for messaging between banks to make payments that is on the same language. And they use the ISO 20022 language to communicate those payments. If you have assets that don't communicate in that way, they can't be used on a massive scale institutionally. It just can't happen. They have to speak that language. Some blockchains are ISO compliant, some aren't, right? So if you're looking for true utility in assets moving forward, look for ISO 20022 assets. We're going to get into that in another video. But, these are the assets that are going to rise. If they're also fast, if they're also green, if they're also efficient, if they're also secure, these are all things that are going to work for them in that new financial system, the quantum financial system, where Bitcoin is left behind, being maybe the dream of what Bitcoin was. A decentralization might live on, but Bitcoin itself can't survive in that environment. Now, talking about these new environments, these new systems that are coming in, we notice that every time we have these periods of rising in the stock market, and it's kind of everyone's excited about the market moving forward, we always have these massive crashes. In 1929, we had a massive Great Depression. In 2008, we had a massive financial crash as well. And I think we're on the verge of another one. But the big question I've tried to answer in this documentary is, can we save the economy with crypto before it's too late. Check it out. So go and have a look at that video. It's super interesting, I think. And if you want to work with me personally to figure out what your plan of action for crypto is, then you can click the link in the description and book a call and have a chat. Stay emotionless out there, and I'll see you in the next one.